Live from our main studios here at North Industrial Area. Hello, good evening, and welcome to News Hour. Now, let's take a look at our top stories this evening. And our Attorney General and Minister of Justice, Godfred Yeboah-Dame, announced his intention to challenge the court's ruling in the ambulance trial involving minority leader Ato Forson. In Parliament, the House has passed the Affirmative Action Bill into law, which seeks to favorably allow women in decision-making process. And our three communities unite to protest and invoke cases over unreleased dairy farms land allocation. In business tonight, Mobile Money Group laments over decline in Momo transactions and calls for e-levy review. Crossing our borders elsewhere, where Libyan nationals arrested at military camp appear before South Africa court. We have details of these plus other stories coming up in the next 60 minutes. My name is Akledus. You can also join us live on Facebook at TV Africa Ghana. Let's begin with our first story. And the Court of Appeal has acquitted and discharged the minority leader Ato Forson and Richard Jakpa, who is the third accused in the ongoing ambulance case. This 22-1 decision overturned the previous order from the trial court, which required that Dr. Ato Forson and Jakpa to open their defense. They have been discharged, which allegedly causing financial loss of some 2.37 million euros to the state in a deal to procure ambulance for the government.
Richard Jakpa, who were both on trial for the case, were acquitted and discharged on Tuesday, July 30. In a post on his Facebook wall, Dr. Forson praised God for his victory, quoting Romans chapter 9 verses 14. What then shall we say? The Court of Appeal overturned the trial court's order for Dr. Forson to open his defense in the ongoing ambulance case. The High Court, Accra, on June 6th dismissed the application by Minority Leader Kessel Ato Forson for mistrial and to undertake an inquiry into the conduct of the Attorney General in the ongoing ambulance case. According to the trial judge, the minority leader had not shown any statute provisions that warrant a mistrial in this case, nor to inquire into the affair of the Attorney General. Dr. Ato Forson on Monday, June 3, filed his supplementary affidavit in support of the motive on the notice for an order of mistrial, injunction, and or stay of proceedings in the ongoing ambulance case against him and two others. Lawyers for the Ejimako Enyane Siam legislature cited a leaked tape between the Attorney General Godfred Yeboah-Dame and the third accused Richard Jakpa, in which the former allegedly attempted to coach the third accused to implement Dr. Ato Forson in the ongoing trial for the application. Ato Forson's legal team in the affidavit accused that the Attorney General misconducted himself and called for the prosecution to be declared a mistrial. The minority leader further argued that failure to order a mistrial in such circumstances where there appeared to be a blatant disregard for the rule of law and ethical standards of the prosecution by none other than the Attorney General could severely undermine public confidence in the judicial process. The minority leader subsequently filed an appeal at the Court of Appeal, which has been upheld by the court in the 2-1 majority decisions. Richard Jakpa, the third accused, has also been freed by the court.
Now let's stay a bit longer on the ambulance trial cause the Attorney General and Minister of Justice Godfred Yeboah-Dame has announced his intention to challenge the court's ruling in the ambulance trial case involving the minority leader Ato Forson. The Attorney General and Minister of Justice, Godfrey Adami, has served notice he will appeal against the 2-1 majority Court of Appeal decision that quashed the controversial ambulance trial of the minority leader Toforsin and businessman Richard Jakpa for allegedly causing financial loss to the state. Toforsin and Richard Jakpa, who is a representative for Big C, were accused of causing a financial loss of €2.37 million to the state in a deal to purchase 200 ambulances for the country between 2014 and 2016. The court said the two have no case to answer and therefore stepped aside an earlier decision of the trial high court for the case to proceed, for which Richard Jakpa, the third accused, has had to call a number of witnesses. In a statement issued by the Attorney General shortly after the ruling, Godfrey Adami indicated that his office considers the decision of the Court of Appeal to be perverse. In a statement issued by the Attorney General shortly after the ruling, Godfrey Adami indicated that his office considers the decision of the Court of Appeal to be perverse in the quest for public accountability and the rule of law. The decision clearly is heavily against the weight of the cogent evidence led by the prosecution in substantiation of all the charges against the accused persons at the trial. The AG, who proceeded to narrate what he said are the relevant facts of the matter, concluded that the Office of the Attorney General considers the decision of the Court of Appeal grossly unfair to the nation and inimical to the fight against impunity and abuse in public office. The office will promptly file an appeal in order to erase the effect of this erroneous decision of the Court of Appeal. Let's now take you to Parliament, where the minority in the House are celebrating the Court of Appeal's acquittal of its leader, Dr. Toforsin, in the ongoing ambulance case.
By a 2-1 decision, the Court of Appeal upheld that the decision by the High Court for him to proceed with a submission of his case had no legal basis, and therefore did not only discharge him but acquitted him. That is what we are celebrating, and he's invited to celebrate us. That, Mr. Speaker, I hear the Attorney General, even instead of swallowing his humble pride, is saying that he wants to litigate on this matter. Mr. Speaker, we assure him that he will be further disgraced because this matter, if you want to try people, try them on matters which are legally meritorious. Letters of credit, and mere guarantees. I can go into the matter. This is parliamentary chamber. So, Mr. Speaker, the minority here is celebrating the independent, courageous decision of the Court of Appeal.
Mr. Speaker, it must never be said, that the judiciary is under the control of the executive. Mr. Speaker, Honorable Harun Edrisu is a courtroom practitioner, just as I am. You were a courtroom practitioner. One of the things that we were taught at the bar was to accept the decisions of the court. And when we are not happy, we should go up. And that is how we enrich the law. So I think that in his celebration, he shouldn't use this as a forum to attack the Attorney General, who has no right of audience here. I celebrate in your victory. And you know how much it means to democracy in this country. Minority leader on trial, you've gone through the system, your belief in the judiciary system. Today, on all fours, I don't take alcohol, but I can offer you a non-alcoholic one. I know Ati doesn't take alcohol either. Anytime you go for lunch, it is fruit juice. So I will offer him fruit juice. But I would want my brother Ato and all colleagues.
And also coming up in tonight's bulletin, Parliament has passed the affirmative action bill into law. But before that, we take a short break. I'll back with details of that story.
My breaker. I feel I'm a chairman near me ya once on my coffee. I can for quite hard to area had it. And Ukraine walk and no, me me so present so better. And I think you better how.
Hey, you better ha. And now you just see birthday and some could jump Kodija. I'm never near Diana Mano. Hello?
Sisi, ukunu birthday ni say baso. Me de mani ato aduane ne so me needed the whole day. E ba be difufuo.
Madam, I sense. Fitia no pa. Besin ye masa. Afei na me twen amana wo. Me wi amakojom akodija. Ma brekra.
What you are see? When him say high sense washing machine. Hey, and now you ukunu special day. Or the aduane for party na nyumre. Na bra showroom asesi ana me nchira WhatsApp.
Me nya idea no. Me ba sesia. Hey, Madam, I sense.
Sisi. What bantamo?
I hear traffic be anymore. Nada was the same.
Me see, way any Series 5 smart washing machine no. We can WhatsApp. Washing machine and no one app. E si niema emro. Temperature this in sentino. E kumu amon kitinkitin nyina afi niema nim. E mani da hoye kroje. Series 5 way dia e de ne ho. Iti afi be mu eno ayi pie. And man is CSA and your ding. So near mano, then Jenny when Yinam Canio, into a more caniaca. What me programming S5 smart washing machine say, and can everyone tidying? Never yin na come. Washing machine in programming now. What me yan was smartphone so.
Hey, Madam, I sense. Would you the best see me? Mamma back on
Mount Dodo. High Sense Series 5 smart washing machine. ABC. Echimu a dry in temper.
Yes, Albo. Yes, Alante. Zizin. Or your King's Drive Ghana Limited. And your preferee. And your taxi driver, another total driver. And for the one cause someone Kawakala. Now your car owner. On the more day yana there. As the wood driver's license. Never your two guarantors. After not deposit 10%. Nine I your car owner. After you stand so there. You're more free comprehensive insurance. Up on the payment to sir. Or you're flexible. About Toba Sinel Chanaka Kranka. And you have crack. Trotron a taxi driver's way. Even car no pay. Yawa Hunda. Toyota. Daou, Nissan, Sprinter, Kia, Shade, Kabia, you and Pemoto biker, and a tricycle, small tractor, Aboso Kamacho, Mighty, Kia truck, you want in Nara, for one track, your head office, our cars one, old timers, off Castle Bajasi Road, Coforidia branch, Zoom Highway, your Benfidiasi, traffic light, Asamankasa branch, you know oil filling station, Accra Road, Insawam branch, your National Cal Health Service, Adwaju, Kasua branch, opposite old ECG, off Kasua Union Road, Kumasi branch, Adjoso, Hamasaman branch, Satellite Junction off Accra Samam Road, Somenya branch, opposite main lorry station. And now friend
0540-582-918 and now 0540-583-999.
Kings Drive Ghana Limited. Hard work rewards.
Many thanks for staying tuned. We are also streaming live on YouTube at TV Africa Ghana. Let's now head back to Parliament, where the House has passed the Affirmative Action Bill. The bill, which has been sitting before the House many and started under President Ejiokum Kufuor's era, but today the bill has been passed. The bill is awaiting presidential assent, and when it is signed into law, among other things, will offer a fair playing field for women to compete favorably.
In favor of the third reading of the bill, say aye. Aye. Those against, say no. Honorable members, the ayes have it. The Affirmative Action Gender Equality Bill 2024, Bill 2024, now Affirmative Action Gender Equity Act 2024 is duly read the third time and passed.
An act to provide for affirmative action for gender equity in the public and private sectors and for related matters.
Still in Parliament, where the House has instituted a 7-member bipartisan ad hoc committee to investigate the Kosombo Dam spillage 9 months after the disaster. Among other things, the committee will make recommendation, and when the House is satisfied with it, same be recommended to the executive to make sure the citizenry are safe.
The spillage has led to calls for a parliamentary inquiry to investigate the cause and handling of the spillage. The aim is to understand what went wrong and to prevent future occurrences. Honorable members, it is imperative that we do not allow this matter to be swept under the carpet. The Akosombo Dam spillage is not just a local issue. It has holistic effects that demand our immediate and unwavering attention. We owe it to our constituents, especially those still suffering from the aftermath, to conduct a thorough investigation and ensure accountability. Honorable members, today, pursuant to Order 262 of our revised standing orders 2024, I intend and do it now to formally establish an ad hoc committee of the House to investigate this matter of public importance, and particularly to do the following. 1, establish the circumstances leading to the spillage of excess water from the Akosombo Dam. 2, evaluate the preparedness and response of the Volta River Authority and other relevant bodies. 3, assess the impact of the spillage on the affected communities and the adequacy of the relief efforts. 4, review the protocols and methodologies considered best practice globally to regulate the dam spillage. And 5, make recommendations for the consideration of the House on how such a disaster could be averted and minimized in the future. The committee shall comprise members from both sides of the House and a technical expert on the subject matter. These are 1, Honorable Suleiman Adamu Sanid, Chairman. 2, Honorable Dr. Emmanuel Mafo, Member. 3, Honorable Francisca Otim Mensah, Member. 4, Honorable Emmanuel Kwesi Bejra, Member. 5, Honorable Ellen Ntoso, Member. 6, Honorable Dr. Kwabena Donko, Member. And 7, the technical person, Engineer Kennedy Klugeson, who is a hydrologic engineer. He will be the technical person to the committee. The committee shall be given a month starting from 1st August 2024 to conduct its investigations and report its findings to the House in September this year. Based on the committee's report, The House will make recommendations to the executive to implement measures to prevent future disasters and ensure the safety and well-being of our citizens.
And now the minority in Parliament has also described the proposed vetting of 2 Supreme Court judges today by the Appointment Committee as illegal. The Speaker referred the nomination of Justice Sophia and Richard Frimpong to the Appointment Committee for vetting and report to the House.
Honestly appalled. I'm appalled. You have broken the trust of the NDC Minority Caucus. And you have committed a number of sins. And I will tell you the sins that you have committed. Your first sin, you unilaterally wrote a letter to the nominees, inviting them for vetting without the input of the appointment committee. That's your first sin. And I have your sins. Sin number 2, all your sins. Your sin number 2, you wrote to the nominees. Certain Wednesday 13th, Wednesday 31st, after informing them that we are waiting, Wednesday 31st without our input. Then number 3, after we met as a committee, your third sin, after we met as a committee and agreed that we will do this vetting before we are recalled, so that during the recall we will take them. You unilaterally, again, no, I'm enumerating all the sins that she's committed. A number of sins. And then you inform them that now you have shifted the goalpost from the 31st that we agreed to Tuesday, and going forward you hold it and submit the report to the House. Madam, this is not a banana republic. We cannot joke with this democracy. These are some of the things that we do, and the democracy elsewhere, they lose them. We will protect this democracy at all costs. You are putting somebody into a constitutional office until the age of 70. All what we are asking is that advertise for a minimum of 14 days, invite memorandums. So far, you have advertised for 4 days.
Set a date where colleagues, I'm not a lawyer, colleagues requested judgments and other things, where we can all go through the CVs and everything. And then we are told that the majority leader came back and rubbished all that we have done, including his members on the committee, because he was busy hosting ECOWAS. He has gone to drag ECOWAS meeting, which is supposed to be in Abuja, to his constituency, so that all that we have done doesn't appear to him as a good job. So he directed that the chairperson call a meeting midnight. So members of the media, I consider this meeting as an illegal meeting to put together members of a legal community. How can this be? So nobody on this team is against any judge. In fact, we actually want more of them to be vetted in a very decorous and respectful way.
I'd like to suggest that we suspend sitting, and then we'll revert back to you when we are ready.
Now, away from Parliament, let's now shift our attention to some other matters, because the Minister for Roads and Highways, Francis Asenso-Boaji, has called for public involvement in providing good roads network and maintenance in the country. During the launch of Maintain My Road application and call center, he advised the public to download the app and report potholes and other road challenges directly to the ministry.
Of Roads and Highways has introduced the Enhanced Maintenance Program to improve the country's road network. The program, which was launched by the Sector Minister Francis Asenso-Boaji here in Accra, focuses on routine maintenance activities such as pothole patching, grading and traffic signal repair. To facilitate public involvement, the maintenance call center and a mobile app dubbed Maintain My Road have been introduced, enabling citizens to report road defects and schedule maintenance. The call center and app will ensure efficient responses to maintenance requests and timely resolution of issues. According to the sector minister, the innovative is expected to bring convenience, efficiency, transparency, and community involvement, setting a new standard for road maintenance program in Ghana.
Transparency, community engagement, and a unique Ghanaian identity maintain my role. Who creates a citizen-centric program that empowers Ghanaians to actively shape the future with the condition of our roads. Mr. Chairman, convenience, efficiency, such as the Accra Temamoto Way, Accra Kumasi Tamale Bonga Tanga, Accra Kinkos, Accra Takrade, Accra Aflao, and major arterial roads in major urban centers which require urgent. I wish to assure the motoring public that the ministry has put in place a plan to immediately address these defects on these sections of our roads. Ladies and gentlemen, I hereby declare the maintenance call center and the maintenance app duly launched.
Coming up tonight in today's bulletin, the Minister for Education, Dr. Yao Osei Educhum, has reaffirmed government's commitment to invest and transform the education sector in the country. But before that, we take a short breather. Back with details of that story.
My breaker. I feel I'm a chairman near me ya once on my coffee. I can for quite hard to area had it. And Ukraine, I walk and know, dear Miss Crescent so better. And I think you better how.
Hey, you better ha. And now you just see birthday, some could jump Kodija, and never near Diana Mano. Hello?
Sisi, who couldn't birthday in the Sabaso? Medimania to be an any so me needed the whole day. The baby difficult.
Madam, I sense. Fitiano pa, bessin ye massa. A fena me chain amanao. We are Makojum Akodija. My brekra.
What do you see? With him's a high sense washing machine. Hey, and now you could special day. Or they're doing for party in your ray. Nebra showroom must see and I'm sure what's up.
Me idea no, me basesia. Hey, Madam, I sense.
See. What bantamo?
I don't traffic be anymore. Nada was the same.
Me see, way any Series 5 smart washing machine no. Make a washing machine and no one app. A senior emro. Temperature this in Sintino. A kumwa mon kitting in a few near menu. And many dahoya project. Series 5 way dear at dinner home. It's a film one and why you pay. And man a CSA and your ding. So near mano. Then Jenny when you know Kanyao. Into and walk Kanyaka. What to me programming S5 smart washing machine say. And can everyone tidying? Never yin na kama. Washing machine in programming na. What to me yano smartphone so.
Hey, Madam, I sense. Would you the best see me? Mammy back on.
Mamma Dodo. Hisense Series 5 smart washing machine. ABC. Echimu a dry in temper.
It is often said that the human eye is the window to the soul. Also, did you know that 80% of our memories are determined by what we see? Therefore, let us help you leave a lasting and soulful impression. At Souvenirs and More, we are your all-in-one destination for imported and locally branded items of the highest and unmatched quality. For your silicone wristbands, air fresheners, lapel pins, pens, diaries, name tags, plugs, power banks, exercise books, key holders, paper bags, banners, stands, business cards, and many more. We provide you with nothing less than impeccable services that will keep you more than satisfied at unbeatable prices and with flexible payment plans. Locate us at La Paz Station, Obutu Street in Accra, Newtown. Please do call and WhatsApp us on 057 532 9333 and 023-332-9333 for prompt response, or log on to www.souvenirsandmore.com.
Thanks for staying tuned. You can also join us live on YouTube at TV Africa Ghana. Let's now shift our attention to some education matters, because the Minister for Education, Dr. Yawase Educhum, has reaffirmed government commitment to invest and transform the education sector in the country. Presenting the state of education in Ghana here in Accra, he highlighted government dedication to making education accessible and relevant to all.
We want to make sure that 90% of our youth are proficient in reading and numeracy by age 10. That is why today I'm excited that we have begun communities of excellence. Nana Nsasasreku did us the honors a few months back when, in his famous town of Manfe, we launched the Communities of Excellence program. Community of Excellence simply says that when you bring the community together, when you train the chiefs and the queen mothers and the assembly members to let them know of their responsibilities, they will partner government to ensure that 90% of our children, by the time they get to age 10, will read proficiently. And then 90% minimum will move on to secondary. And beyond secondary, 90% will move on to employable opportunities, or become employed, or move on to tertiary. So this is what we call the 90-90-90 plan. We have to make sure that through the community of excellence, everybody comes together so that we can take advantage of the opportunity that has been extended to us by Nana Addo Dankwa Akufo-Addo's government. Free secondary education is something that we have all heard about. Let us look at what is going on across the country in terms of the enrollment. We have done a fantastic job in terms of the number of students who are enrolled in secondary schools. In 2016, before the introduction of free secondary school, a little over 800,000 students were enrolled in senior high schools. Today, it's 1.4 million plus enrolled in our secondary schools. A great accomplishment. So when you hear of us talking about free, compulsory, universal secondary education, an enactment of an act to guide, protect free secondary education, we are talking about ensuring that no child had a choice to say, I will not go to secondary school, I will not go to technical school, I will not engage in a structured apprenticeship program, and somehow on my own, I'm not 18, but I'm not about to participate in the education process. There's emergence of a trend. This trend should not be allowed to continue. Northern region 95%, Western is 81%, Bono is 86%, Eastern is 79%, Central is 77%, Greater Accra 87%, Ashanti 87%, Bono East 88%, Upper West 89%, Volta is 76%, Western North 77%, Upper East, I've already said, Ahafo is 82%, Savannah, Northeast, Oti is 84%.
As part of collective effort to improve healthcare for all, the Korea Foundation for International Healthcare donated a brand new Toyota Prado to the National Health Insurance Scheme to facilitate their day-to-day activities. The Director General of the scheme, Dacosta Abuachi, received the car on behalf of the scheme and expresses gratitude to the Korean government for their support and pledges government continuous collaboration with international bodies.
The government of Ghana has actually taken a bold step to add preventive healthcare service into the benefit package of the NHIA. What it means is that all Ghanaians will be given the opportunity to have at least once a year health check on their month of birth. A text message on our digital platform will be sent to every Ghanaian on their month of birth to have access to this service. We are doing this in collaboration with our partners, Ghana Health Service, CHAG, the private health facilities. Our development partners are also fully in support. WHO, USAID. Today, Kofi has also donated a vehicle to support this promotive preventive health initiative. In fact, we have a long-standing relationship with Kofi, and we want to thank the government of Korea for supporting the government of Ghana in this. And we want to thank Kofi for delivering this to support. We will continue our collaboration because in healthcare, collaboration is key to achieving all the things that we need to, especially the universal health coverage and also achieving the sustainable development goals. Research will be a key component of this health annual check in such a way that the data will inform us on what to do next. So on behalf of the government of Ghana, His Excellency Nana Addo Dankwa Akufo-Addo, the Vice President, Dr. Alhaji Mahmoud Bawumia, we want to thank all Ghanaians and all our stakeholders for supporting this initiative. The NHIS is on its good footing.
And now the Ministry for Local Government Decentralization and Rural Development, Gulf of Guinea Northern Region Social Cohesion organized a press conference here in Accra, where the Minister for Local Government and Rural Development, Martin J. Mensah Kosa, says agreement between World Bank and Ghana is for use for developmental purposes, being it good water, bridges, and good schools.
The Northern Ghana Social Cohesion Project operates in the 6 northern regions of Ghana: the Upper East, Upper West, Savannah, Northern, Northeast, and Oti. The areas experience vulnerability around poverty, exclusion, conflict, unemployment, and infrastructural deficit. The 2020 report, Multidimensional Poverty, by the Ghana Statistical Service shows that the northern regions are lagging the national average of electricity coverage, housing, assets, cooking fuel, drinking water, toilet facilities, school attendance and attainment, insurance, and nutrition. In an interview with the National Payment Coordinator, Madam Elizabeth Ohinewa Ejeyi says Ghana has $450 million project across the 4 countries, which the fund is from the World Bank and has been obtained by the government of Ghana.
Ghana is a $450 million project across the 4 countries. Ghana is benefiting $150 million, and it's a loan from the World Bank that has been obtained by the government of Ghana to help us with this activity. So we are implementing in 6 regions. That is the 5 northern regions that we know: Upper East, Upper West, Northern, Northeast, Savannah, and then the Oti region. These regions, who are parts of the, or should I say the upper half of Ghana, also form the regions that are looking at the border areas of the northern part. And it will surprise you that all of these border the Sahel region, basically Savannah, Burkina Faso, and then parts of the other countries anyway, the border regions.
This money was implemented in 6 regions, that is the 5 northern regions and the Oti region. In an interview with the Minister for Local Governance and Rural Development, Martin J. Mensah Kosa says government seeking funds is to help the northern region fight poverty.
Ne dwumadie ne fapem nyina ne dwumadie a aban akọ World Bank akọ pebosia se opese otu anamọ osrem na otu hiase aban akọ aban bia bọ no modern se obeye nhyehyeye a ede mpuntuo ebeba nanso nye nema nyina ne aban bia atwumi ye san nhyehyeye a ewo Ghana ban and the World Bank ntam nyina kyerɛ sɛ World Bank for my sika na yentumi tuani si nyema bia ede nsakraye poten titiru beba.
And our section of traditional authorities in the Lankwantana Madina municipality of the Greater Accra region has petitioned President Akufo-Addo regarding the allocation of dairy farmlands. The chiefs are concerned about how government appointees are encroaching on released land, although government has released about 40% of the acquired land back to the original owners.
Demanding the whole land, only 40% of it was granted us. And the 40% that was granted us was given to Lands Commission. A Lands Commission decided to work on it. And 2020, November 25th, the then Vice President of the nation came, had a deba with us. In fact, I hosted him and Danfa. And he made that delivery of the white paper, indicating that although there was no compensation whatsoever, yet we were given a document, and the tone of the document that is that the 40% that they are giving us was in lieu. The word in lieu, as if we owe them something. Fine. Now we have agreed. We have taken the land in good faith. Between 2020 and now 2024, the cadastre for this particular land, the 40%, cannot be factored. Somewhere 2022, there was this gentleman by name Bansa from Lands Commission. He came to conduct a demolition here on the pretext that government has allocated 254 acres out of the 40% given to us for affordable housing. Let me ask you, the media, from President Kufo, I can't talk for His Excellency J.J. Rawlings, but from President Kufo through to now, Nana Addo Dankwa Akufo-Addo, His Excellency, can you point one new affordable housing that has started by a regime and has been completed? Even Segleme, even Segleme has not been completed. No. Even Segleme has not been completed. But Kwenu, I will not, Alex Kwenu of Lands Commission had a tall order to tell us that 254 acres of land from our land has been given for affordable housing. And the 40% we were given, me, Danfa, I'm the chief of Danfa. I'm sorry to have started without introducing myself. I am Nijani Chulu, Afutu Brimpon the Fourth, the divisional chief of Danfa. Wow.
Kweman, Danfa, I'm here. Yepese mo kachire aban ni se. Yen ekro miensa wei. Sebio yen nananom ena be atase wei. Aban wo se oje no de aye adwuma. Fine. Adwuma na waya enkoso. Wodi yade aman 40%. Ni aka no ye twuwa onfa mayen. Yede ni ye pese ye kachire Bawumia ni se. Ono ena vice president. Odi white paper ne bla yen. Oni Nana Akufo-Addo. Ena esoma no. Senia mepanyi kan no. Ena ye deba no. Ena odi paper ne bla yen. Ye pa ni chew. Ema obi emfa ne sekan endwa nanka. Ema obi emfa ne sekan endwa nanka. Efise Nana Akufo-Addo.
Up next is business news, but before that, we take a short breather. We're back with more stories.
Yazabo, Yazalante, Zizin, or your Kings Drive Ghana Limited. And your preferee, a taxi driver, another trotro driver. A put one customer Kawakala. Now your car owner. On the more day there. As the wood driver's license. Never your two guarantors. After not deposit 10%. Nine your car owner. Official today. You more free comprehensive insurance. Open the payment to sir. Or you're flexible. About Tobas nail Chanaka Kranka. Anyhow cry. Trotro na taxi driver's way. Even car no pay. Yawa Honda. Toyota. Dao. Nissan. Sprinter. Kia. Trade. Kabia. You will be. And Pemoto biker. And a tricycle. Small tractor. Aboso Kamacho. Mighty. Kia truck. You want in Nara. For one track. Your head office. Our cars one. Old timers. Off Castle Bajasi Road. Koforidia branch. Zoom Highway. Ya Benfidiasi. Traffic light. Asamankasa branch. Union Oil filling station. Accra Road. Insawan branch. Ya Ben National College Health Service. Adwaju. Kaswa branch. Opposite Old ECG. Off Kaswa Yanyan Road. Kumasi branch. Adjoso. Amasaman branch. Satellite Junction. Off Accra Insawan Road. Somenya branch. Opposite Main Lorry Station. And now friend.
0540-582-918. And now 0540-583-999.
Kings Drive Ghana Limited. Hard work rewards.
Ready for something refreshing and great tasting? For your kids' enjoyment?
Angel Cola.
For your graduation enjoyment?
Angel Cola.
Beach hangout?
Angel Cola.
For all your refreshing moments?
Angel Cola.
For your parties, get-togethers, events, and celebrations, enjoy a chilled bottle of Angel Cola.
Radio Grandma, today is your day. Over to you.
Thank you.
Enjoyment Cola. Angel Cola.
The Enjoyment Cola. Enjoy all your moments and fun time with Angel Cola. This advert is FDA approved.
Kuje kuduba.
Hey, ina da gudu haka.
Danin duba sunana da bayanena a cikin rajista.
Wani sunan? Wani voters register?
Hukumar zabe na shirin babban zabe na 2024. A cikin shirin ne duban suna a cikin voters register. Daga ranar Talata 20 da watan August zuwa Talata 27 na watan August 2024. Daga karfe 7 da safe zuwa karfe 6 da dare kullum.
Ya kamata in je duba nawa. Kuje ku duba.
Ya kamata ka bincika bayananka a cikin voters register. Kuma in akwai bukata, shi a yi gyara. Kuma a san inda da jefa kuriya. Dole ne a fidda mutanen da ba su kasance shiga a cikin rajistan ba.
Kamar dan wanka da ya mutu shi ma ya kamata a cire sunan shi daga cikin rajistan nan.
Ya kamata in je yanzu. Check. Kuje ku duba.
Ya kamata ka san lokutan da dai wanga abu duka.
Kuje ku duba.
Wajen gudanar da babban zaben da za a yi a shekarar 2024, Electoral Commission sun gabatar da voters register don binciken jama'a. Ku yi kokari zuwa duban voters register in lokaci ya kai daga Talata 20 na watan August zuwa Talata 27 na watan August 2024 daga karfe 7 da safe zuwa karfe 6 marance kowane rana. Ko kuwa masu kare kuriya za su iya duban bayanan rajistan su akan wayansu ta hanyar buga *711 *51# kan kowane network. Mutanen da suka yi asara ko suka batar da voters ID card su za su iya zuwa wurin duban voters register su bincika bayanansu ba tare da kadin su ba. Wanda ya kasance ya iya kare kuriya na iya kin amincewa da kare kuriyan wani daban akan hanyoyi da dama, kamar yaro ne da bai kai ba, bako ne, mahaukaci ne, mai kwaikwayon wani ne, ko kuwa ba anguwan shi bane.
Kuje ku duba.
Zabenka, rayuwanka.
Many thanks for staying tuned. In business news tonight, progress made in Ghana's banking industry post-domestic debt exchange program could soon be reversed due to consistent increase in non-performing loans. The rate of bad loans has jumped from 18.7% to 24.1% as of June 2024.
And recovery of the banking industry. Although there were improvements in most of the core banking sector's indicators, the industry faces a looming threat from deteriorating asset quality. This is happening at a time when banks in the country are constantly rebuilding in profit and adhering to the Bank of Ghana's recapitalization plans. This main concern is how the substantial bond loan will affect the probability of banks and the overall stability of the banking sector in the long run. Banks must therefore begin working to improve their poor credit underwriting systems to reverse the rising trends of high non-performing loans. More especially on the other indicators, private sector credits grew by 17.6 in June 2024. Compared to 16.1 growth recorded for the same period in 2023 in normal terms. However, in real terms, the contraction in credit to the private sector moderates at 4.2% compared to a contraction of 18.5% recorded in June 2023. When it comes to the capital adequacy ratio, without regulatory reliefs, it improved to 10.6% at the end of June this year from 7.4% a year ago, but remains below the pre-debt exchange level. With reliefs, the ratio held steadily at 14.3%, providing a buffer against potential shocks.
That's all for the business news. Akosia is standing by with the latest in entertainment.
It's now time to delve in and around the world of entertainment. My name is Nana Akosia Esedua. Now to begin with, one of the world's leading advocacy organization, Global Citizen, announces their partnership with Ghanaian musician Stone Boy's charity organization, Livingstone Foundation, as part of its upcoming Move Africa Ghana campaign.
Because you are royalty to me. It's a choice that I made. This bone never break. My queen, you appeal to me. Be there for me, baby, don't you heed it.
The partnership aims to promote the capacity of the Livingstone Foundation to further its missions and increasing its impact locally and internationally. Director of the foundation, Dr. Louisa Anso, says the partnership will enable them make a significant difference in the lives of many.
Sometimes I put you pampas and you put me pampas too. Sometimes I put you pan rewind and you put me pan rewind too. But we never breaking up because it's taking us million days to be here.
Now moving on, Deputy Executive Director of National Commissions for Culture, Richardson Comey, has urged musicians and industry players to maintain and promote highlife music. This comes after highlife will be officially recognized as part of the national culture heritage announced by UNESCO.
Tell me why. So we came all this way for nothing. I mean, we came all this way.
Mr. Comey emphasized on the need to preserve the original elements of highlife music, which will affirm highlife music as uniquely Ghanaian. He also stressed on the need to make highlife attractive to younger people and ensure the transfer of knowledge about the music to the youth.
Dem wa dem wa misato bisu same wa binya metiem wa Ghana okay my friend me amaba e wan ni ho amaga pepe bia kuma pata pepe rap me cha topa me ride rap se ponko we the day am chain pompo kanen na me share Sean John. So Ghana and I'm a Sean John. Shaking Jin and I'm Hong Kong. Legacy for.
And that's just about it for entertainment tonight. I am Nana Akusia Isedua. Akledosu continues with international. Good evening.
In international news this evening, we cross our borders to Libya, where 95 Libyan nationals are arrested on Friday during a raid on a suspected secret military camp who appeared in court in South Africa. Police said in a post on the social media site that the Libyans stated they have entered the country on a study visa to train as security guards. But police investigations suggest they have received military training. According to South Africa's National Prosecuting Authority, the Libyan nationals who were arrested outside the town of White River, about 360 kilometers east of Johannesburg, will be charged for misrepresentations on their visa applications. The case has been postponed to 5th August to allow the court to find an Arabic interpreter. All 95 nationals who appeared in court in civilian clothes are to remain in custody. Authorities said they were investigating whether there were more illegal bases in other parts of the country. And that's how we draw curtains on tonight's bulletin. Many thanks for joining us this evening. My name is Akledosu, and do enjoy the rest of our program.